everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nasdaq Spotlight live from the Microsoft Ignite conference in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Anna Gonzalez, and joining us now is Geoff Bourgeois, CEO of Hubstor. Thank you so much for joining us, Geoff.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks for having me.
Hubstor, excuse me. So tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, Hubstor is a cloud data management company. It's now in its fourth year. It's profitable, and we're helping companies store all sorts of unstructured data in Microsoft Azure in a really secure, manageable, convenient way.
So 4 years, what led you to founding the company?
Well, a couple of things. When my co-founder and I had decided that we were going to do this, we were going to start our own business, and that this was the right idea, we saw a lot of legacy technology vendors almost treating cloud as a checkbox. You know, they had technology that was written some time ago, and there was, the cloud was kind of coming into view, and the adoption was still pretty nascent. But a lot of vendors were kind of just bolting cloud onto, legacy on-premises solutions that had a very heavy footprint that weren't very easy to adopt. And so we said, you know what, we can build a very convenient storage software company, or a very lightweight software company that helps customers consume the cloud in a way that they're really looking to, where they're not getting into the weeds of the technology, they're not owning the infrastructure. So we're talking about software as a service, but it's software as a service that's hybrid cloud. It kind of ties into the different apps and infrastructure that they've already invested in. It just makes it very easy to on-ramp those things and on-ramp the data into very scalable storage in the cloud, either for backup, archive, long-term retention, DR purposes.
And what brings you here to the conference this week?
Well, Microsoft, of course, is doing very well with Microsoft Azure Cloud Platform. We come here because we have just many customers, many partners in our ecosystem that are very close into the Microsoft ecosystem. So this, a lot of our customers expect to see us here. We obviously want to meet new organizations, a lot of Microsoft networking that we do while we're at the show here.
And so tell me a little bit about some of the trends you're seeing, whether, I know the conference just kicked off, but some of the, as you're dealing and working with all your clients, what are some of the trends that you've been seeing in the industry?
Well, we deal in data storage, and so a lot of organizations have piled up data storage on-prem in different storage vendors that have been around for a while. And the trend we're seeing is storage going from being a very hardware-centric thing to being a very software-centric thing. And we're at the sort of bleeding edge of that shift. But the big trend that we're seeing is the light bulb going on with customers. They really are now starting to get it. This shift over to basically viewing storage as a software service, or very software-rich capability, instead of it just being a piece of tin.
And so, what excites you right now about the future that you're seeing in the industry?
Well, the thing that's really exciting for us is that data storage, it comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes in terms of the workload, right? What's neat in our business is not just storing people's data in a really secure way, in a very reliable way. It is understanding the use case and how that data ties into their business. And so, for instance, you can get into scenarios where the particular workload is genomics data. It's a life sciences company that's doing DNA and RNA structures, and the data that flows off of these kind of applications needs a safe home. In other businesses, it can be sometimes compliance data, it can be project data, but really that's the cool part. It's understanding how data is important to the business. It's the lifeblood of businesses, and in some cases you'd think, a company, let's say a construction company or an engineering company, you go, well, the data is not really that important, is it? It is. It's, the designs and whatnot, but it's also the long-term legal contractual obligations, the compliance obligations they have. And if they do a bad job at safely storing their data, there's so many ways that can be bad publicity, all sorts of ways that can damage the business. So we help companies really just make sure they're in a good position, very strong posture with regard to their data storage, both for the longevity of their business, but also for their fulfillment of customers and keeping themselves in a safe spot.
So it sounds like you probably have to do a lot of education and training as well then, on what it actually means and how to make sure that it's safe.
Surprisingly not, actually.
Okay.
No, a lot of times one of the key things in our business is we just made things really easy for our customer. So the whole sort of deployment and onboarding and having to get up to speed with things, we expedite that because we take most of that work on ourselves. And then we've orientated our business to be very customer-centric so that if a customer has any sort of issue, we just want to help them. We just want to work with them. And in our model, the happier they are, chances are the more data they're going to store with us. That drives our economic engine. So that we've oriented basically ourselves to making things as easy as possible for the customer.
And who doesn't want things to be as easy as possible?
It's about convenience.
Yes.
Right?
Well, great. Let's shift over to the lightning round, if you're ready.
Sure.
So what app can you absolutely not live without?
Well, the old geeky side of me says email, right? I mean, but that's kind of who doesn't need their email.
Yeah.
Well, I really like the Fitbit. I started wearing one in January, and every morning that's really the first thing I check is how was my sleep pattern last night? Did I get enough?
Yeah, all those data points. I'm sure.
Yeah. How many steps? How many floors? Yeah.
What is the coolest tech you use in your office?
Hubstor.
Of course.
By far and away. No, seriously, we have a lot of fun with it. We use it ourselves. We like to, other than that, really automation. We love to geek out with automation. So whenever we have problems in our business, after you face that problem the second time, third time, we're right into all right, how can we automate this so we're just not dealing with it anymore?
And you have the people that can just build it.
That's it.
That is very helpful.
Yeah, it helps us keep lean and mean and, just keep things simple.
And what do you like to do when you're not working?
Well, I have 4 kids, so I spend a lot of time with them, and they drag me off into a lot of hiking trails. They go biking and stuff like that. So spending time with my kids and just making sure they're building good memories in their childhood.
That's great. And as we wrap up, Geoff, when you think about for people who are watching and they're thinking, I want to be in Jeff's position one day, what advice do you have for people who are just coming up?
Yeah, that's a great question. Entrepreneurship is just a lot of fun, and it's a lot of challenge. You need to be one of those people that kind of has the attitude of, I'd like to work 80 hours a week or 60 hours a week so that I don't have to work 40. And what that means is really, you want to work hard at something. You don't shy away from hard work, but you really want to build something and that has longevity. If you're somebody that kind of wants to just punch the clock at something, being an entrepreneur, starting your own company is not your thing. So you have to be willing to go above and beyond, but it's exhilarating. It's a lot of fun. So once you make that decision to do your own business, you really can't look back at that point. You've got to go all in on it and just always have the wheels turning and really just commit to it. And usually you have the right ingredients of commitment and hard work. And as long as you've got a good head on your shoulders, eventually things are going to click for you. So it's just making that decision and not looking back.
Which clearly you have done very well. So Geoff, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Anna. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you all for joining us and watching. Stay tuned for more conversations here at the Microsoft Ignite Conference.